Welcome to this quiet space, a place where the mind can wander freely and the soul can rest. Tonight, let's talk about something that lingers in all of us, often unspoken, sometimes feared. Death. What is it that makes us so uneasy about the end? Why does the thought of non-existence stir something deep within? And more importantly, is there a way to find peace with it? Lie back, close your eyes, let your breathing slow, and let's explore this question. Most of us don't like to think about death. It is the great unknown, the final curtain, the thing that awaits us all, yet remains a mystery. Some fear the pain, some fear what happens after, and others the simple thought of ceasing to exist. Is it natural to fear death? Yes. But is it necessary? Perhaps not. Great thinkers, philosophers, mystics, poets have spent their lives pondering this fear, and some found a way to embrace it. Let's start with Epicurus, an ancient Greek philosopher. He had a simple yet profound idea. He believed death is nothing to us. Why? Because when we are alive, death does not exist. And when death arrives, we no longer exist. We will not be there to experience it. He compared it to the time before we were born. Do you remember any suffering before your birth? Any pain? Any regrets? No, because you simply weren't there. Death, he said, is the same, a state of nothingness, and nothingness cannot hurt us. If we can accept this, perhaps we can begin to let go of our fear. Then there was Friedrich Nietzsche, a thinker who believed that death is not something to be feared, but rather a reason to live fully. He had a thought experiment called eternal recurrence. Imagine that you had to live this life over and over again, infinitely. Every moment, every joy, every mistake. Would you be satisfied with the life you've lived? Or would you wish that you had lived differently? Nietzsche, the fear of death is not the problem. The problem is the fear of not having lived. So instead of fearing the end, he urges us to focus on making life something worth embracing, to live, so that if death came tomorrow, we would not tremble, but smile. And then there is Buddhism, a tradition that offers a different perspective, one that questions, who is it that dies? Buddhism teaches that the self is an illusion. We cling to an idea of me, my body, my thoughts. But if you look closely, are you the same person you were 10 years ago? Your body has changed. Your thoughts have changed. Even your memories are not as clear as they once were. So, what is truly you? If the self is always changing, always flowing, like a river, then what is there to fear? Death, in this view, is simply a transformation. Like a wave returning to the ocean, not an end, but a return. So, what can we take from this? Perhaps Epicurus was right. There is nothing to fear. Perhaps Nietzsche was right. Death reminds us to live fully. Perhaps the Buddhists were right. There is no fixed self to die. Or perhaps the truth is something we each must discover for ourselves. But one thing is certain. Right now, in this moment, you are here, alive, breathing, feeling, and that is enough. Let yourself rest now. Let your thoughts drift like clouds. Sleep well, knowing that life is here, now, in this moment, and that is all it ever needs to be.